opportunity for giving me the opportunity to present Circular Economy, the Journey with Cities in Asia, Australasia, Urban Resilience, the Role of Cities in Climate Action Implementation. So I have 3 objectives which I would like to achieve today with the audience, and to explain why circular economy solutions at city levels can help tackle climate change mitigation in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and how partnerships leveraging on the quadruple helix can scale initiatives on the ground. It can also help achieve and meet and set adaptation goals to tackle climate change adaptation, and to showcase how cities deal with shock and stresses with proactive approaches. Finally, the importance of climate finance for developing countries in helping them implement large-scale investments in tackling the objective 1 and 2 that you see on the screen, and to roll out bankable projects. So just some global perspectives why circular economy solutions are really key at city level. As you can see on the screen, climate change is one of the top priority areas. Key sectors for the circular transition has been mapped out by OECD when they did the study, and today I'll be covering waste and land use and spatial planning. Basically, from my experience in implementing the Circular Cities portfolio for the last 6 years, really showcase how cities act as promoters, facilitators, and enablers. And because of that particular role, they are able and empowered to actually implement the 12 other smaller activities that you see on the screen. So to kickstart and to do some context sharing, I wanted to start mainly on the strategy and approach of the IURC in implementing circular city hubs, improving thriving, livable, and resilient urban centers. The IURC program, funded by the European Union, currently is a collaboration of 138 cities. My current portfolio covers Asia and Australasia, which is 9 countries comprising of 86 cities. When we first designed this particular program, we had a couple of questions that you see on the screen. And we felt that in designing and implementing circular city projects, we had to drive it from a thematic cluster point of view, and based on city-to-city cooperation, addressing the key needs of the cities and its citizens. And why we did that was because we felt that city diplomacy across borders were important to realize concrete pilot projects. And we did this by having our regional office stationed in Thailand, in Bangkok. And to ensure that we didn't fail in our implementation, we had the support of business cooperation. So this is basically a map of the countries in collaboration with the cities. It's diverse, and it comes with an abundance of challenges and opportunities. So for our strategy, how we did it was, we felt that to enable and to empower cities to ensure they didn't fail in their implementation, a city-to-city cooperation would be key in matching the right cities to implement the applicable circular economy solution to address their challenges. And we did that in accordance with thematic clusters, and you can see on the right how we have grouped the countries. Because Harry will be sharing my slides later, you can actually go through this in your own time on how we conducted the city-to-city pairing and collaboration in the span of 6 months. And one of the key tools that we used was called an Urban Cooperation Action Plan to create, capitalize, and improve the best practices, as well as involving the academia, business, and civil society. And as you can see, there were 2 approaches. One using a cluster approach, and one directly using city-to-city pairings. And today's presentation is mainly about the completed projects that are focusing on the thematic areas that have been circled in red. For us, the most precious lesson that I've learned, especially in the last 3 years, was that it would not have been possible if we didn't leverage on the quadruple helix approach. And that really meant public-private sectors working closely together with civil society, academia and research in really streamlining our communication, decision-making, road mapping, and as well as promoting project empowerment. And we then really much focus on neighborhoods in the specific cities that were being paired to implement the projects. Because I only have 10 minutes, I can go through this in greater detail during the Q&A session. But really, I wanted to showcase 2 case studies here. One is with a cluster approach with Portugal and Malaysian cities, and one is in Latin America. Mainly, the one that you see on your right in orange is actually a pilot project that we did on wet markets. And because Hong Kong has about 101 wet markets in the country, I think this could be something attractive that could be replicable. The other case study that I would take more time to explain during the Q&A really is this project in Bangkok with this particular restaurant. As you can see, they have implemented more than 5 circular economy solutions within their system. But what I would really take time to explain later is their nature-based solution in treating their wastewater. And then, of course, if time permits, I will go through more on nature-based solutions as we have participants from India. I think you would be pleased to know that there is a multi-million euro project that is ongoing between Rotterdam in Netherlands and Surat in India in constructing water plazas and embedding nature-based solutions at city level. I'll just take more time to actually share a little bit more on nature-based solutions. Why? Because it is an innovative tool in a new circular economy model. It's comprehensive in solutions for addressing climate mitigation and climate adaptation collectively. It uses an ecosystem approach, and it manages land, water, natural resources holistically as well. So there are 5 key flagship projects that have been implemented in Malaysia, and I'm happy to go through it deeper during the Q&A. The other thing that was most successful and had a great uptake at city level, as well as good feedback from the citizens, was the implementation of innovation gardens as well. And for one particular project that we did for Malacca City, prior to designing the nature-based solution project, I think it was critical for us to extract what we wanted to help the city achieve and to address their needs and KPI. And then we had to actually, on this slide, you can see that I have extracted the relevant federal policies, the state policies, and a city action plan. And then we went down straight to the city local plan, really pinpointing what are the SDG goals that we wanted to achieve at city level for the mayor. And this particular project, we managed to matchmake Malacca City with cities in the NCI Bologna network in Italy. And this is what we came up during the focus group discussions that were carried on for nearly 1 year. And when you receive my slides later, you can actually see how we have compartmentalized the priorities that the cities wanted to achieve, at least until the end of this year, to showcase the project for 2024. We wanted to focus on river because both cities had rivers as a spine of the city. We decided to map out the specific section where we wanted to implement and showcase how nature-based solutions were applied, and also creating the urban gardens, a network where youth and community members could enjoy during recreational time. So we believe that the culmination of these projects was a creation of shared value in action. And the basic key takeaways that we learned as a regional team was we managed to innovate for cities in terms of accelerating transformational transformational innovation, creating critical data, research and technology gaps, which we managed to close. We managed to invest for the cities by unlocking project pipelines for them, as well as strengthening data for cities. We also learned that for circular city projects to thrive in any country or any city, these are the 9 key points that they had to harness in being reflective across the implementation period, be resourceful in getting partners on board, to be inclusive and never leave anyone behind, to be integrated in terms of rolling out bankable projects, to ensure that the solutions were robust, and to ensure that nothing is left redundant, that capacity was fully empowered, and to be able to adopt disruptions along the way and to adopt a flexible approach. If you're interested to know how to create a climate action plan at city level, the European Union has this guidebook, and I've actually left the QR code so you can download it. The other thing that I wanted to share was that I think after implementation of projects, there would be many key lessons to learn, and there would be some key recommendations for the policymakers in terms of helping the city to transition its planning towards being more circular. And I have actually summarized it in 4 bullet points, as you see on the screen. To end my presentation, I've actually shared the resources on circular waste management and nature-based solution case studies. So you can click on the links and download those case studies in your own time, and also go through our knowledge library in terms of resource type, geographical focus. We have the thematic clusters listed, as well as how we tackled cross-cutting challenges. Thank you very much for your kind attention.